Hello, Helena. It's Emily McVeigh, Executive Director of the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. I'm here this week with Mitch from Florence, Crittenton Family Services. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're our first one back after the new year, so
okay.
we gotta get back in the groove here.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks.
And Florence Crittenton's always got a lot of things going on. Tell us an overview about what Florence Crittenton does in our community these days.
Yeah, well, we do a lot of things, and I think it's interesting that you ask what we do in the community because while we do provide a lot of services and a kind of a wide array of services in the community, some of the things that we're most well known for actually serve a statewide or even region-wide population. And those include our two residential programs. Programs we've had certainly have the most community recognition and then maybe have been around the longest. First is our youth maternity home. That serves young pregnant and parenting girls that are ages 12 to 21. And then we also have a recovery home program, also a residential program, and it serves women that are a little older, 18 to 35, who are also pregnant and or parenting, and also navigating recovery from a substance use disorder. So those are our two residential programs that serve certainly the Helena community, but definitely statewide and in some cases region-wide. More focused on the Helena community, we've got a couple of other program areas, the first of which is our community outreach programming. This is a lot of parent coaching, parent support services, some outpatient therapy services that we provide to families in the community. And then of course we have our Child Enrichment Center, so this is a 0 to 5 early childhood education preschool that we have. That serves, people from all walks of life, serves the children of our clients, and then just families in the community.
Right, so you guys are busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, you bet.
Yeah. And so to keep that going, you have a fundraiser coming up in February.
We do, yeah, for the 21st year.
I was going to say 21, right?
Yeah, 21st year, Paint the Town Pink.
Yep.
It's going to be out at the fairgrounds on February 10th. It's going to be a really great evening. We have a waiting list going right now for seats. So if folks
already,
they sold out pretty fast, are nearly sold out. We kind of always plan for there to be some cancellation. So if folks are watching this and thinking, "Gosh, I wish I'd gotten my tickets," if you got on the waiting list, you'd have a marginal chance of getting some tickets. But in addition to kind of the usual array of fantastic auction items and just a really great group of folks from the community, we will be having food from Chili O'Brien's Catering. They've been partners for a long time, as has live music from 10 Years Gone. They've been our partners for a long time. Bar services from the Overland Express, so we've always liked working with them. But what we are in a big need of are volunteers. This is definitely a community event in a lot of levels. So we rely in a big way on volunteer support. So if folks that are listening or watching right now are interested in, we've got volunteer, everything from, if you don't want to be there and in the limelight or working with the public too much, there's a lot on the 8th and 9th just set up and getting the venue ready for the event. And then, of course, on the day of the event itself and during the event, lots of opportunities to be a part of, be spotters for the live auction or help with all kinds of things at the event. I can't think of specifics.
Well, and there's a great website. I went to it the other day looking at what volunteer opportunities there are, and it's a great website, all laid out, gives you all the details and the different kinds of jobs available and what shifts they are and all that kind of stuff. It's easy to do.
Yeah, you can get to that website either from our website, which is florencecrittenton.org, or the events website, paintthetownpink.info.
Yep. Yeah. And that's a great fundraiser, really important to keep Florence Crittenton up and running.
Yeah, certainly very important event for our organization on a lot of levels. Certainly generates a lot of wonderful support for our operations, but is also just a really great time for people that are a part of our community to get together and kind of celebrate the work and the families that are a part of our programs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and we've talked in the past about the new campus. Mm-hmm. How's that project going?
Wonderfully, yeah. So out at the end of Cooney Drive, we're trying to get all of our programs finally under one roof. That's been a project that's been kind of in the works for a few years. We're currently renovating that space. just, you and I were talking before we started filming, first phase of that project was renovating the garden level of that building to become our new preschool level. And so all the preschoolers, right before the end of the year, they went on their holiday break, and then they got to come back to a whole new school. And so that's been pretty spectacular. We're going to have an open house for that on the I'm going to get the date wrong now. I actually can't remember the date. I think, I shouldn't say it. I actually can't remember.
Later this month?
Yeah, it's later this month. I'm embarrassed. I feel like it's the 19th, I'm sure. Yeah, so there's going to be an open house on the 19th. So if anyone in the community is interested in seeing the space, this is going to allow us to expand the number of slots for kids in our early childhood education programming from 24 to 48. So for community members that are looking for, some preschool opportunities for their kids, and there's a big need for that in Helena. My understanding anyway is that about 40% of the families that are looking for, licensed, high quality early child care, they just don't have any options. So we're going to be doubling our capacity there. So if parents and families are interested in checking out what our space and our team is like, that's happening on the 19th.
Does that also expand the ages that you take in that program?
It is, yeah. So right now, it's going to add a sort of a pre-K level to the programming, so like a 4 or 5 age.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so kids that are getting ready to go off to school.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And also for folks, if there are people that are interested in the education field or involved in the education field that are looking for a change of work or looking to get into the field, with that expanded capacity, we're going to be expanding our staffing. So we'll certainly be an opportunity for folks to come out and have a look at the program from that lens. Yeah.
Sure. So if people are interested in an opening with the Child Care Center or any spots at Florence Crittenton, they can go to your website and
Absolutely.
find that.
Yep. Same again. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know everybody in town's hiring, but Florence Crittenton's a great place to work, and a good team, and
absolutely, yeah.
So definitely check it out, especially as you're expanding. It's a good, nice, new, shiny facility.
Yeah, great new facility, lots of opportunity certainly to grow with the organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else about the Child Care Enrichment Center that the community should know about? Are you taking kids right now? You have openings for?
I think that with the way, I don't know that. I think that we're going to start having more openings maybe later in February.
Okay.
We're still in a little bit of a transition, trying to get some more educators hired.
Sure.
And so there's a little bit of growth. There's kind of a limbo that's happening right now as we grow. Yeah.
All right. So if somebody wanted to be a part of the Florence Crittenton services, if they need your services, either parenting classes or residential, or how would they go about obtaining your services?
Well, again, it's like the internet, right? Like jump on our website. Lots of easy ways, phone numbers, email addresses. If you're someone or if you know someone that is looking for childcare, is maybe looking for some support as a young parent or a young family, just with navigating that experience in life. Lots of great contact information on our website.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about that much, is the parenting classes that are provided. Did we talk about that? I just glazed over.
No, that's okay.
I know I just see a lot of emails like Love and Logic is starting up or Circle of Security is starting up, and those things are available to the public, not just to the clients.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have a whole branch of community outreach programming that certainly supports on some level current or graduated clients, but it's mostly there to serve the Helena, families in Helena. I think we both mentioned it a couple times. There's sort of like parent support, opportunities for just parents in the community to get together and kind of support each other. There's a lot of learning opportunities from some of our trained and licensed folks on staff to help parents and families navigate just some of life's natural challenges. We've got some outpatient therapy opportunities for folks that are looking for something that's a little more, targeted or focused. Yeah.
And another thing that the new campus brings is the transitional housing. And you have some ladies living there already that have graduated programs and are living independently but on campus.
Yeah, exactly. That's been a really interesting development with purchasing and moving into this campus. So before, young women and their kids that were leaving our residential programs sort of were going from 0 to 60, from having a very supportive therapeutic residential environment to living on their own and trying to navigate everything from grocery shopping to getting to work to getting to school and all those things. And so now we have this sort of step down program, the transitional living program. There are a couple of single family homes and then a duplex on our property that we've been able to open up and allow some of the families that are graduating from our programs to move into those, still keep some physical and support proximity to Florence Crittenton, but begin to kind of develop their independence as they prepare to take that next step.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And rent is so high that it's definitely a big need. We were talking about that before too.
Absolutely, and that's
really
something
important.
Yeah, so the families in the transitional living program do pay rent to us, but we hang on to that and we give it back to them when they finally graduate from that program as sort of a nest egg to get started.
So they can afford the next step.
Exactly, because as you said, we certainly have a housing issue, in our community and nationally. So yeah.
So outside of Paintstown Pink, you can always use volunteers for other things around the programs.
You bet. Yeah. So a couple big areas we always have. Both of our programs have a maternity element, so we always have a need for babysitters or folks to come rock babies. While the clients maybe are off. Sometimes just needing to be parents and are individuals and kind of get some time to themselves, but also they have some collective recreation activities or just other things they might be doing where we would need babysitters. And then of course, I think everybody that's a parent knows that, getting food on the table is a big part of every day. And so also having folks come in and just help do some meal prep is a really impactful way to help support the moms in our program. Yeah,
and they tend to like to learn as the volunteers come in and cook meals. They'll come in the kitchen and help.
Oh, sure.
And learn.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
so it's interactive. You're not just doing for them. You're actually teaching independent living skills while you're there.
Yeah, you bet.
Acting as a volunteer.
Yep,
So
exactly.
Yeah, it's really rewarding on both ends.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else to add before we sign off?
I don't think so. Yeah, just really glad to be here. Thanks.
All right. And are you still fundraising for the Project Sunshine?
We are, yeah. So the renovation of the Cooney property that we talked about a couple times, is known as Project Sunshine. And we are currently still fundraising for that endeavor. So anyone that's interested in learning more about the project or ways to support us can certainly, again, jump on the website, get a phone number, email address, and we'd be happy to give you a tour or just share some information and some of our long-term planning and goals with the project.
All right. Yeah. So lots of ways to support, volunteer, get hired.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Lots of ways to
Full
be involved.
service shop. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go to the website. So what's the website?
FlorenceCrittenton.org.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us
Thanks,
today.
Emily.
Thank you, Helena. We'll see you again next week.